Hi guys, in the last teardown video we looked at the most common current keyboard switch, Cherry MX, and this time we look at its classic rival, Alps' SKCL and SKCM series. These are no longer made, but in the late 80s and through the 90s they were basically what Cherry are now, and they were, and still are, widely copied. Alps switches came in many variants of all three types: linear, which comprises the SKCL series, and tactile and clicky, which comprises the SKCM series. It's a very modular design with many exchangeable parts, and they're readily customized because unlike Cherries, they don't need to be desoldered to open them. The linear switches are the simplest design, and the most common ones are green and yellow ones, of which green is the older design. They consist of a coil spring and a slider which pushes against this leaf spring here as you push down the key. The leaf spring has a dot embossed on it which presses down on this switch plate here, which is a pre-packaged sandwich of contacts and spacers. There are 5 generations of switch plates, but they all work the same way. As you push down the key, this foil layer, which is connected to one of the terminals, is pushed through this plastic spacer and onto this terminal, bridging the gap between the 2 contacts. On the other side of the slider is space for an LED, and the top housing has a cutout in it to accommodate for this. The tactile switches come in 3 types. Originally, they used a fake second switch plate with a stiffer contact leaf to generate a tactile bump, which is the SKCM brown switch. But this design was soon replaced by single-piece metal leaf springs without the need for the fake switch plate. Alps used 2 different designs of tactile leaf. The first one is the one that's present on the super rare neon green switches, and the other one is present on all other types of tactile switches like cream, orange, salmon and black. Both types have hooked teeth that when the slider clears them remove a lot of resistance from the key travel, generating a tactile bump. A clicky version was made by modifying the latter type of tactile leaf in such a way that it could be pulled forward when you press a key, and then released as the slider clears the click leaf. This is accomplished by omitting the 2 tabs at the top of the tactile leaf, which prevent the tactile leaves from being pulled forward in tactile switches. The clicky switches don't have those tabs, and that's what allows them to be pulled forward, making a click noise. This results in the leaf slamming against the switch housing and creating a click noise. This design of switch is often said to generate one of the best clicky noises out there. There were 3 that we know of: blue, amber and white switches. Both the clicky and tactile designs have parts opposite the switch plate, which is where the LED would otherwise go in illuminated switches, so LED Alps can never be made tactile or clicky. As a result, they left out the cutout in the top housing, and this is how you can easily distinguish SKCL from SKCM switches. Dampened tactile designs were also made in which the slider is outfitted with 2 rubber dampers that silence both the upstroke and the downstroke. This is in contrast to many designs such as O-rings which silence only the downstroke. They only made tactile dampened switches, first cream-colored ones and then white ones. Alps are fairly intricate switches with a relatively high part count. The switch plates alone consist of 6 parts, bringing the total part count to 10 in linear switches, 11 in tactile and clicky switches, 12 in brown ones, and 13 for dampened switches. That's it for this teardown video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.
SKCL